Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft. We are drafting Wilds of Eldraine today, our first draft in VOD form, non-early access, in with the public. It's gonna be a great time. We've got a lot of new people here on the channel. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. We do drafts all the time. We've got 20 or 30 drafts, including live streams of each of the brand new sets as soon as they come out. Set came out yesterday, draft this morning. What more could you want here at Daily Draft? So that's what we're going to be doing here today. We've got Premier Draft Wilds of Eldraine. I'll do my best to read cards as much as I can throughout the pack, each of the packs and cards that we're considering, because set's new. You might not know what's going on here, but it is Wilds of Eldraine. That's what's happening. See you in pack one. Okay, and here we are. Let's see what we've got. We've got some interesting ones. If I'm looking at commons here, the commons that stand out to me are Snaremaster Sprite, 1 mana, 1/1 flyer. Can pay 2 to tap something and put a stun counter when it comes in. We've got Red Tooth Genealogist, 2 mana, 2/3 that makes a royal roll. Frantic Firebolt, 3 mana, instant speed, deal 2, but gets better with the amount of instants and sorceries you have. Imodane the Pyrohammer goes well with that. 4 mana, 4/4, whenever an instant or sorcery you control that targets only a single creature deals damage to that creature, it deals damage, that much damage to the opponent. I think the card's fine. I don't think it's like outstanding though. There's also a Dragon Mantle, 1 mana, ETBs, draw a card, pay 1 to give +1/+0. And there's Howling Galefang, 4 mana, 4/4 Vigilance, and has haste if you control an adventure creature. I'm looking at Imodane versus Galefang here, kind of. I guess I'll take the Imodane. I mean, it's early enough. Playing with the rares is interesting just to see if this works out or not. I think there are higher upside cards in this, and I think there are better rares you could have opened, but we're going to give this one a shot here today. So what can we follow it up with but Frantic Firebolt? Goes well with the Pyro Hammer, doesn't it? 3 mana, deal 2. Gets better with the more instants and sorcery and adventure cards you have in your graveyard. And it works well with this because it will deal damage to your opponent. What else could we take here? Something like Fairy Fencing is fine. -X/-X, but an additional -3/-3 if you control a fairy. Pretty darn good. But staying red seems fine, and, you know, continuing with Frantic Firebolt seems fine. There's also Conceited Witch, fine-ish card. Vermin, fine-ish card, but let's stay red with Frantic Firebolt here. Alright, what can we follow it up with? Red is starting to dry up a bit. We have the Minecart Daredevil, 3 mana, 4/2. Target creature gets +2/+1 until end of turn as an adventure. Not too bad, but not great. It's also Twisted Fealty, which is the Act of Treason variant for this set. But there's a Johann Stopgap here, and maybe I'm too high on this card, but I don't know. Blue-red spells seems like a fun deck. Johann Stopgap goes right into it. And that's probably what I'm going to take over the Daredevil. Utopia Sprawl is also interesting and good in red-green. Red-green isn't a deck I've tried. I drafted early access 5 times and didn't play red-green. Utopia Sprawl is just really good card. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually take Sprawl over Stopgap there. And maybe we're rewarded with lots of green. Although, now we've got another Stopgap, a Catapult, which goes great in blue-red. Thunderous Debuts, 8 mana, top 20, put 2 into your hand. And if you bargain it, put them on the battlefield. That just seems no thank you. Ground Seal, ETBs, draw a card, and is bargain fodder. It's basically all this card is. But there is a Ruby Daring Tracker here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and take it. 2 mana, 1/2 haste, can tap for red or green, and can attack as a 3/4 later in the game. I think the blue-red continuation would have been better than going down red-green here, but again, I am a man of the people. And I try things out so you don't have to. Something I like to say here, I burn my gems so you don't have to. So here we go. Another Frantic Firebolt makes the previous one good. It also makes Imodane better. I do love a Royal Treatment. 1 mana, Target creature you control gets hexproof and a royal roll onto it. But I think I'm going to take the second Firebolt. Because it just makes our first one better. It makes our potentially best card better. So we'll stay there. I like Ferocious Werefox here. 4 mana, 4/3 trample. 2 mana instant, make a monster roll attached to a creature you control. I like this card. I think I've got it right now as my third best green common, but it could get bumped out of that spot, but I think it's fine. It's also power 4, greater for Ruby. Seems fine to me. We'll go ahead and take our first Werefox. Genealogist did not quite the wheel, but I do like the card. 3 mana, 2/3, make a royal roll attached to another target creature you control. Another Catapult, another Twisted Fealty, but I think this is a pretty easy Genealogist over like Troyan, but I think we're... Oh boy. I love all the... I can't pass a Hamlet Glutton. This is basically 5 mana, 6/6 trample, gain 3 life. That's pretty much what this is in most decks. So I'm going to take it. It's another 6 power or greater creature in case we get any cards that care about that. I love a Monstrous Rage. This card should not be going this late. However, Hamlet Glutton is busted. Pick 9. We had an Evolving Wilds wheel, Dragon Mantle wheeled, and so did Genealogist. Dragon Mantle's good bargain fodder, potentially. I also really just like Genealogist, but let's go ahead and take the Dragon Mantle here. Gnawing Crescendo, not a card I'm super high on. Commune with Nature, probably not. Tempest Heart, 4 mana, 3/4 trample. Gets a counter whenever you cast expensive things. Currently we have a Glutton. Probably not casting its adventure half. But I think it's more likely I play this than Commune with Nature here. Bestial Bloodline. No, don't need to play that card. Well, all the green stuff came back, and there's a Witchstalker here. I mean, I don't think it's outstanding, but it could make your deck if you don't end up with enough 2s. Let's go ahead and take the Witchstalker. I do not like Battle Guard basically at all, and Sky Beast Tracker probably not for this deck, and a last pick Combat Trick. So I think our deck is relatively open, and we opened some incredible cards here. Wow, what a pack. 2 mana, 1/1. Whenever you cast a spell that's white, blue, black, or red, put a counter on it. And then you can also cast basically Reckless Impulse at instant speed as an adventure, which is great. If our deck is open, this card might wheel. But there's also Tangle Span Lookout, and this card is stupid good. I think I have to take it here. We've got Dragon Mantle, Utopia Sprawl, Genealogist, Werefox. I mean, all of this triggers this. And this card is so good. 3 mana, 2/3. Whenever an aura enters, draw a card. There's also Candy Grapple, best common in the set, in my opinion. But we're not black. We're going to go ahead and take Tanglespan Lookout as an insane green card here. No red for us, considering there's just a Catapult. But what is Bramble Familiar? 2 mana, 2/2, Mana Dork. You can bounce it to your own hand. And then for 7, you can mill 7, put a creature, enchantment, or land onto the battlefield. Well, 2 mana, 2/2, Mana Dork. Sure. Seems fine to me. There's also Verdant Outrider. Might play that if it wheels, but let's go ahead and take the Bramble Familiar. Instant and sorcery count currently at 3. Hearth Elemental is great if your instants and sorceries are pretty high. There's also just Grabby Giant here. This card, the upside of this card is so ridiculously high. 2 mana, discard your hand, then draw 2. If it's the last card in your hand, you just draw 2. And then it could cost X less. I mean, this thing could be 1 mana, 4/5. Sure, let's take it here. Oops. Okay, some interesting ones here. We've got Graceful Takedown. We've got Merry Bards to create a young hero role. We've got Beanstalk Worm as an expensive creature. Cut In is another removal spell. I think I'll take Cut In. It goes very well with Eldraine. I wouldn't fault you for taking Graceful Takedown, but I think Cut In might even be better than that. Would probably play a Beanstalk Worm, Merry Bards, same thing, but let's take Cut In here. Ooh, this is a tough one. Garruk's Uprising. I mean, that fits right into this deck, but there's also Curse of the Werefox, which is great removal. I think I'll take the Uprising. Currently have Eldraine, Hearth Elemental, Werefox, and Hamlet Glutton. And ideally pick up maybe one or two more. Garruk's Uprising is just great. Wow. Whoa! Our colors are wide open. Holy cow. Another Tanglespan Lookout? 3-minute 2/3, or enters battlefield, draw a card. We've got another Werefox, we've got a Glutton, we've got a Firebolt, a Boundary Lands Ranger. We're going to wheel one card out of this pack, and it's probably going to be Kindled Heroism. But boy, I would take every single one of these cards here. That's incredible. But Tanglespan Lookout is just insane. Okay, so nobody's drafting red or green here. Another Cut In, another Genealogist, or a first Royal Treatment with 10 creatures. This is tough. I think I'll take my first Royal Treatment just as protection for these expensive creatures. But I would take both of these cards as well. They're both very good. Season of Growth. Whenever a creature ETBs scry 1, whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature, draw a card. Versus Brave the Wilds. What are we casting? We're casting Royal Treatment, Dragon Mantle. And that's it. I think I'll take the Brave the Wilds over Season of Growth there. Witch's Mark came back. That seems fine. 2 mana, you may discard a card if you do draw 2, and then you get a Wicked Roll. There's Skewer Slinger, but don't care. There's Leaping Ambush, already have one. Probably not even playing that one. It's a late cooped up, but I'll go ahead and take Witch's Mark here. It's also a late Celebrant. I like that card, but let's take the only card in our colors. Same thing here. Probably not play this one. Beanstalk Worm came back. That's fine. I do not like Knight of the Sweet's Revenge. 4 mana. Gives your foods. Makes your foods into mana. We got Hamlet Glutton last pick. We're in. We're doing it. Wow. Okay. Raid Bombardment has actually some interesting applications in the format, but probably not in this deck. So what am I taking? Another Ruby. Ruby's got a wheel, right? It's got to. So we're taking Monstrous Rage or a third Firebolt? I'm taking Monstrous Rage over the third Firebolt here. I do like Firebolt, but the Rage makes the Firebolt better. We already have 8 spells if we take this. We're going to have to cut a lot out of this deck, and I have no idea what it's going to be. I think we get a second Ruby that wheels. I don't think anyone's in red-green. I don't see the need to take it here. Impact Tremors. Or a Fawn or a Curse or a Hamlet Glutton. I think we have to take the Fawn. We don't have to. But we've already got 2 Gluttons, a Hearth Elemental, a Worm. We've got a good amount of top end here. A Curse would be outstanding. I don't know if this wheels or not. But if the last Glutton did, that one probably does too. So let's take Root Rider Fawn. God. I love early drafts in a set. Another Glutton, Stormkeld Vanguard. I guess I'll take the Vanguard here. We're probably getting both of the Gluttons back. I don't think I'm playing 4. So let's take the Vanguard. Main deck Artifact and Enchantment removal? Sure. Ooh, Curse of the Werefox. This deck is... If red-green is good, this deck is going to be good. If red-green is just not a good deck in the format, you're about to find out. Because I'm not sure you can get a better red-green deck than this one here. Like, what more could you possibly want? Probably don't need the Witchstalker anymore. probably don't need the Outrider. I mean, everything else is just great. Another Royal Treatment? Sure. Probably Cutting Worm? Considering we have 4 great 5+ drops here. Our bargain fodder is likely to be all of these roll tokens, more than likely. We have Bramble Familiar, Root Rider Fawn, Ruby, and Utopia Sprawl as ramp. I mean, what more could you want? 9 spells for the Firebolt? Howling Galefang. How many adventures do we have? A Vanguard, a Hearth Elemental, a Werefox, a Bramble. That seems fine. Another 4-power creature. I think we can run this one. Witchstalker Frenzy. 4 mana, instant, deal 5, and on any player's turn, depending on how many creatures attack that turn, it becomes cheaper. That might be one of the best uncommons in the set. I don't think I'm playing any of this. I mean, Titanic Growth is fine, but like, look at our cards. Like, what am I cutting for all of this? I don't think any of this is making the cut either. See, Curse and Glutton. Oh, I didn't even notice that Ruby didn't come back. Or I just 100% missed it last pack and you just didn't even yell at me. Why didn't you yell at me? And for those of you that did, my bad. Yeah, another Curse seems really good. Am I going to get this second Glutton back? I didn't. What's going on? Did I completely miss a Ruby there? Or did someone switch into red-green? Either way, we have a busted deck. I'm fine. I didn't really even need the Ruby. 27 cards. Gonna have to make a couple more cuts. If we run... We have a lot of ramp. 16 lands is pretty easy to run with this deck. So we do that. 3 more cuts here. I love all of my non-creatures. And I love all of my creatures. We probably don't even need the Brave the Wilds if we're going 16 with all this ramp. Garrick's Uprising triggers off of 7 creatures. I mean, that's really good. Do I need the Witch's Mark? That's probably one of the worst cards, so I guess I can cut that one. And then... we have 9 spells currently for Hearth Elemental and several, Werefox, a Vanguard, double Tangle Span. I mean, all of this makes auras. Double Werefox makes auras. Royal Treatments makes auras. Monstrous Rage makes an aura. Dragon Mantle is an aura. Cut In makes an aura. Witchstalker Frenzy, outstanding. Utopia Sprawl, great ramp. Garrick's Uprising draws cards. Like, what am I cutting here? Just a random genealogist, I guess? Makes an aura, but we have plenty of those. So it looks like this. Wow. Again, if red-green is good, this deck's going to be great. You're about to find out. See you in game 1. All right, we are up first with a turn 1 Utopia Sprawl. Turn 2 Ruby, and maybe if we draw another 2-drop, we could even do that as well. We can hold up Artifact or Enchantment, or we could just attack with Ruby. I think we can just attack with Ruby here. And now next turn, we have a turn. What, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we can't quite cast Stormkeld Vanguard next turn. We can get rid of their Vigil here for effectively free, because we're not doing anything else. And it means they don't have bargain fodder. They do, but plus it gets more cards out of our hand for Hearth Elemental here. So let's go. Let's do this because it's effectively free again. Oh no, they get to scry 2 as well. No matter what, when that left the battlefield, they were scrying 2. Now next turn, there's a decent chance we just 2-mana draw 2. So that's pretty good. Grasp of Fate. Disagree. And by disagree, I mean I don't enjoy that. Now I wish I had kept this, obviously. Huh. I guess we just play Vanguard now. That was an awkward draw, because I prefer not to discard my hand if I have a combat trick in it. That card is so good, and boy do I wish I would have held up mana now. Because they're going to bargain this away, unfortunately. I do own a card in Exile that has an adventure technically, so I guess this does have haste. So when she attacks as a 3/4, or would I rather hold up Royal Treatment here? I think I'm going to hold up Royal Treatment instead. Because again, if I can get value out of that card and then discard my hand, then the Hearth Elemental is free. So let's see if they bargain this away here this turn. I am expecting them to. Yeah, see, they just return that. They get to do it again. And it's free. Oh, Princess Take Flight is such a synergistic card in the format. And then that stays away forever. So now I have to Royal Treatment in response to the Princess Takes Flight here. Okay. Sure. Get beat down. Go ahead and play this here. Now we attack here and with Ruby. If we attack with Ruby, they know something's up. Okay, I'll trade with their knight. And now I get to Royal Treatment in response to the Princess Takes Flight this turn. Okay, resolves. Okay. Curse of the Werefox. Probably have to do that. And unfortunately, I have to get rid of the royal roll to create a monster roll, but that does draw me an extra card here. So I target this. And it fights this. Draw a card. No attack. So now I have to get hit for 7 potentially? 5? Hamlet Glutton. Great card, yeah. Think I need this to get the dragon mantle on it. I mean, next turn they have enough mana to return this to their hand and then recast it and hit with an 8/8 trample. So I'm gonna have to block it somehow. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's worse for me. Well, I guess I can trade now. Cut-in would kill this if I just chumped it with, like, Ruby. Doesn't have trample. That way Cut-in can kill this. I'm left with 2 good creatures that can deal with the Glutton and a double block. Draw an extra card because I get a young hero roll here. And Ruby's not doing much for me. And go to my turn. One, two, three. Oh, I could draw Hamlet Glutton. So I guess I do it like this. I still can't cast the Hamlet Glutton if I draw it. The Curse can, or the Curse of the Werefox can kill the Celebrant and still threaten a block on the Glutton here by itself. Frenzy. Why does Glutton have to have 6 toughness? It can attack as an 8/8 next turn. Can't really attack here. Savior. Okay. That should be okay. Sure. Do Do I trade here? I've got to if they offer it. They didn't. More lands. One, two, three, four. Cut in. Kill this. This goes back down to a 2-3, but we draw an extra card here. Royal Treatment. Okay. Protects against a top-decked removal spell here. I mean, we're fighting back as much as we can. We'll probably kill that with Frenzy. Okay, goes back to your graveyard. Okay. Garrick's Uprising. Yeah. Are we going to turn the corner here? Not if we keep drawing lands. We've got like 2 Gluttons still in the deck. Wait, did they just top deck a second Deanna? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Okay, good for them. Did I just top deck a 15th land? Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Good for me. Sure. We only have 3 lands left, so that's good news, I guess. Oh, 2 lands left. Remember, we're playing 16. God, that card is so stupid. Oh, and they managed... Goodness gracious. What are these top decks? I'm sitting here, I have 14 lands on the battlefield, and they're drawing double legendary creature into removal spell? Yeah, sure. Too little too late at this point. Do they just get to do this again? No, they don't get another grasp at the very least. So at least there's that. Also, why did they use all our red mana? Okay, now another way to get rid of an enchantment off the top of the deck. Good for them. Good for them. Just draw an absolute gas over there. Oh, and they get to copy it again. Is that how we're starting the format, guys? This is ridiculous. Like, I drew all but 2 of my lands, and they drew like 5 straight gas off the top of their deck. Welcome to the channel. Alright, well, now we're on the draw, and this hand is not great. But what could go wrong, right? See? Perfect. Never didn't have it. Now we've got a 2-mana dork. Question is, do I play around a removal spell here? The only thing is, I can't really play around it because if I don't draw another forest, I can't cast Royal Treatment to protect it. So let's have this get killed by Candy Grapple here. Oh, they didn't have it. Good for them. Or good for me, I guess. Really need this to stick around now. Never lucky. Sky Beast Tracker. Okay. Well, guess we'll play a 4/4. Probably just play their hunter, make 2 foods. Yeah. Okay. Alright, if I attack with hunter, frenzy costs 3 mana. Then I could still hold up Werefox and treatment here. So let's do that. Go to damage, hold up treatment. Sure. They get to ramp and make yet another food. And then candy grapple bargaining or something like that? No? No play. Okay. What if I just Curse of the Werefox here? Seems fine. Okay. Sure. Still have protection, and now I have bargain fodder. If I were to draw another green, then I could do Glutton and still hold up Royal Treatment, which would be great if I could. Sure. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I gotta get the Glutton down, don't I? So let's attack first. Get Glutton down before Uprising here. Because this is a huge problem for them. And then next turn I have a monster roll somewhere if I want, plus Uprising gives both things trample. Okay, that's something. Oh, that's outstanding. So we do Uprising, play the land, and then I think we just win. Or at least very close to it. So we do this, and then this gives +3/+1, which puts on the 2. I don't think I need to use Monstrous Rage technically. So let's just go to damage then. Can save it for next turn. Sure. And there we go. See, that's how the deck's supposed to work when your opponent doesn't just have the absolute nut draws every single turn. Alright, on the draw here, the only saving grace for this hand is that we can kill a couple of 2-drops, like a 2-drop and a 3-drop. And I think just because of that I have to keep it, and then ideally we just kind of draw our way out of this here. But I mean, I can kill 2 of their early plays, including the mouse, even though it's going to hit me for quite a bit before I get to do that. Yeah, here comes the mouse. Please don't also have royal treatment in hand. They do have an instant. Create a food, okay. Alright, well. It's got ward 1 now too, which means we have to wait an extra turn. The 1 mana 2/1 beats. Probably gonna get me here. Yep. Now the bolt can kill their mouse next turn. But at that point, they might just have a regular old 3/3 I want to kill. I'll be at 11, and then we've got nothing. So I guess I'm bolting their mouse next turn. Unless I draw a green, and then I have to see what I'm doing. Not what I meant. Yup. Alright. So I can play Ruby and Tangle Span and Dragon Mantle this turn? That's not bad. Probably put this on Ruby. Because they're going to want to kill the Lookout here. Another forest isn't bad. Can we come back? We're not too far behind just yet. I think we might be able to come back. They could hit us for 3 at least. They have removal for Lookout. We go to 6. Then we play Galefang and... what does that do? Top 5. Beginning of the next combat, they bite something, so they kill the Lookout. Sure. Could kill Ruby, but probably want to kill the Lookout. Yep. Hit us for 4. Next turn I play Galefang, hold up treatment, I guess. Could also curse. But I would like to... just gonna hold up treatment here. Gotta protect my life total at 6. can't do anything about that. Although this stupid thing's going to be a problem. Yeah, didn't need a mountain, I could tell you that much. Is the best thing I can do just cast Fetch Quest here? I mean, probably. Creature, enchantment, or land? Well, let's try it. Well, hello there, Hamlet Glutton. I think you're going to have to do work here. This attacks as a 3/4. I could trade it for their knight. Do I care anymore about having a ruby around? I don't think I do. It's fine to trade off with the knight at this point. Curse of the Werefox can take down their Vanguard next turn, so that's great. If they have a land, I suppose. So we got rid of Rage, Frenzy, Glutton, Pyrohammer. That's great news for us there. So let's start by doing this. And then I'll attack here. And probably just play Bramble Familiar post-combat. They go to 4, okay. Did I have lethal? 7 block here? Technically, no. They would have gone to 1. But that was probably worth it. Trade a Glutton for both of these and they're at 1 and I have all of this. That's probably worth it. Yeah, that's worth it. Yeah, I would say so. Alright. Well, it's not free to do the food thing because I don't have 3 greens, so I guess the board wipe is going to do some work here. You're going to lose to a board wipe? They have to crack the food. Yeah, land is the perfect time here. Yeah, so putting them to 1 would have made them have to chump there. So that was definitely, potentially a mistake. Although I can't tell you I was playing around a board wipe. Here's another creature power 3 or greater. No? Alright, well let's try this, see what happens here. They have some sort of removal. Prevent all damage. What does that even do? Where is that? That would be dealt to you and creatures you control this turn by creatures. So I guess we're not attacking. Alright, we managed to beat the board wipes somehow. Slight punt by not putting them to 1 there. But again, I can't tell you I was playing around a rare board wipe. Maybe I should have been. Day 1 of the format, who knows? Alright, we go first with Ruby on 2, and it's hard to turn down a hand that's got Ruby on 2. She can protect herself by holding up Royal Treatment, which is great. And then we've got Artifact Enchantment Hate. We've got our own enchantment on 3. So yeah, seems fine to me. So again, because she protects herself, I will just be passing here with Royal Treatment. Living Lectern. Okay. I guess I could have destroyed that. Maybe that was worth it? Probably not, though. Double strike. So I can do Lookout and Vanguard. I would not like them putting a Sorcerer roll over here because that makes this a 3/3 double strike and gives all their creatures +1/+0. So I probably just need to get rid of the Lectern here. That means I have to tap out. But I can't have Kellen getting a free aura. So let's see if either of these creatures survive here. The 1 turn I tap out. Johan. Okay. Do I trade Lookout for Kellen? I don't think so. Okay, I guess I'm just tapping out again. Well, if I can untap with Lookout and then untap on my turn, play another Lookout, then boy, and have Royal Treatment up, I think I just win this game. Oh. Now they make our Vanguard a 1/1. That's rough. It's like the one time that cursed rolls are good. I haven't been a huge fan of cursed rolls. But now they get to get in for 6, I guess. No? Okay. Sorry, let's go 1, 2, yeah, 3. Play Lookout. Put Mantle here. Draw 3 cards. Firebolt. But that means I have to tap out to kill Kellen here. I can hold this stuff up. I'd have to take 4. It's probably worth just firebolting Kellen here and tapping out of Royal Treatment. he says as he attacks with a 1-2 that would have held up Firebolt. That is not the greatest of plays. But we'll live. Now we do still have treatment up. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Although, maybe it ends up working out in our favor because maybe would have really rathered cast treatment here. I think overall we're relatively fine though. We've got Glutton coming, which draws a card, gains 3 life. I don't want them getting a young hero on Kellen, unfortunately, so I think I will just do this. Resolves. Oh, they get it anyway. So the spell doesn't fizzle. They still just get the young hero, even though they didn't have a target. Sure. Would have loved a forest. Now I have to take 8? No, I have to take 10? That doesn't feel great at all. Yeah, so this was the punt of all punts, I suppose. We have a lot we can do here. I think we're starting with this for sure. I don't think we had lethal. I'm trying to think. Pump this up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4 up to a 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't think we had lethal. So we have 4 mana here. We can't kill the sorcerer. Can't Curse of the Werefox. I could hold up Royal Treatment and Frantic Firebolt. I could play Fawn here. Guess I just do this. I'm probably chumping with Vanguard at this point, I think. So they get to copy a spell now. Let's see what they find. A land there would have let us go Glutton into Curse, which would have been nice. But my punt, unfortunately, made this game a lot less winnable than it should have been. I don't think there's direct burn in this set. No plays at all. Okay. Counterspell, I guess? Sack the Royal Roll. Let's see if they have the counterspell. No? Okay, that works. Draw green, please. Yeah, it's a land. It works. I don't want to use Curse of the Werefox into open mana here, so I won't do that. Although I'm kind of dumb because I do have an extra mana here. So maybe I can get away with doing that. So we go here and hold up Royal Treatment if they try to kill this in response. Is that worth Royal Treatmenting? If that's their only answer, that means they don't have a removal or a counterspell. So, again, we get to draw like 5 cards when we do this too. They have something else? They have like another one? Nope. Okay, they're just off it. Alright, well, we had many ways we could have won that game. We chose the we chose the most path of resistance, to say the least. So, we'll try to clean that up for the next one. Okay, we go first again. Bramble Familiar on 2. Pretty much means it's an easy keep. Can kill their 2-drop if they play an X2. Ginger Brute. That card's quite good. Quite good in this format. But I have a way to destroy it. But we're going to start with Bramble Familiar here. See if it lives. Okay. Next turn we can cut in their fawn here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Get a young hero. That means we have a turn 4 Hamlet Glutton if we want it. And I do think I want it. I mean, it's hard to decline a turn 4 Hamlet Glutton, right? Sure, let's do it. Now we've got the adventure half of Vanguard to kill Gingerbrute and Firebolt. Now we have the adventure half of this to kill Grasp of Fate and Firebolt now. That'll be okay. So let's go destroy that. Get this back, gain some more life, and I suppose just hold up Firebolt. Okay, they found their 4th mana. What can they do with it? Glass Casket. Getting rid of Bramble Familiar. That's not the end of the world. I think I'm okay with that. Because I have to be. means we can't cast Vanguard next turn unless we top deck a land, but that's probably fine. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to get rid of both of your creatures here. So the knight will then go to the yard because its adventure half fizzled, and so will the Gingerbrute. And now we have a 6/6. And lands and spells are great for us. So this game seems like it should be alright. I forgot this thing just naturally has trample as well. Like, sure, I guess. Take 10, play an unblockable 6/7. And that should probably do it for this one. Unless they have another board wipe? Like the other ones did? They do not. Alright, that was a pretty good showing by this deck. Not much to say about that. Okay, another very awkward hand, but we do have 3 mana removal, 4 mana removal, and that lets us have time to draw into our green cards and spells and lands. So I'll keep it, but this is the kind of hand that could just be a straight concession after turn 3, as it almost was previously, but we're going to give it a shot here. Probably, well, I was going to say, I probably would just firebolt this thing. Well, let's see what they play here now. That's slightly more threatening. So I believe I will just go ahead and do that now. I know it's an instant, but no need in letting them hold up a counterspell or something. Unassuming stage, 4 mana 3/3. Is that what they're doing? Yeah, 4 mana 3/3 attacks Scry 1. Okay. Well, let's see if they have removal for Imodane the Pyrohammer here. Could have cooped up. Imodane makes cut in quite good. Diminisher Witch making Imodane a 1/1. Sure. Let's go ahead and get rid of this thing. Or at least try to. Dang it, they have an answer. Giving it hexproof or something? Yeah, okay. Sure, it does still have a young hero role. I'm probably just trading this. I can't trade though. So I'm attacking. Oh, it's got the cursed roll on it. Whoops. Okay. Sure. Now we take 5 down to 8. They did have the counterspell. That's slightly unlucky for us. Coralsmith. I guess now we just have to play... I mean, we don't have to, but I think we just get presence on the board. Play a Werefox here. Do they have the Spell Stutter in hand? Is that what they've got? Could just be the Coralsmith activation. think I'll hold it back at this point. If they attack with everything, we can hold up Witchstalker Frenzy here. I guess I should have held up both of these. What's the best way to do this? Taking 3, blowing them out with Frenzy on the Coral Smith here. And then I can use Curse next turn to kill the Witch. And they have a 2/2. Yeah, let's try that. Sure. Try to kill it. Okay. Take 3. Not a bad draw there. See what they kept on top. Hopefully it's not like the 4/6 flying dragon or something. Because if that's the case, we probably lose. It is a 2/1 flyer though, so we have to start getting a little aggro here. If they trade both creatures for my Werefox, I think I'm okay with that. Okay, they go to 7. We technically win this race currently. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna have to do. Yeah, I know it replaces it. That's fine. They go to 2. We still have protection. They had a land in hand, and they top deck another one? That'll work. Alright, 5-1. Losing only to the nut draw, which is fine by me. Let's see if we can get this trophy. Couple more. Alright, we've had some awkward starting hands. We have a lot of mana dorks in this deck. 1 land lets us play Eldraine. We've got Firebolt to kill their 2-drop. We've got Frenzy if they get a little aggro. I think the hand is fine. I don't like mulliganing, and I think it can still kind of do a couple of things, so we will keep it. Sure. Okay, they just cashed that in here. Playing the Coral Smith, which is awkward for us, because now I think we just play Lookout. We don't have protection for it right now, so I'm just going to run it out and see if it dies, because I could hold up Firebolt in the event that they did this, but there's a decent chance they don't. So they'll stun down our Lookout, which is okay. I can deal with that. Okay. That's something. Yeah, let's get Eldraine down. Sure. Holding up spell stutter. Yeah. Guess there's a lot that I can hold up at instant speed here too. Nothing gives protection, but I mean, I could threaten to block here, put Curse of the Werefox on that. If they attack with everything, Frenzy costs 1 mana. But then I could only do Frenzy and Werefox. I couldn't even cast Firebolt. But I can do Werefox plus Firebolt here. I can't do Lookout and Firebolt, so I think I have to just pass. Oy. Resolves, and while they're tapped out, I think I'm just gonna Firebolt Obira here. Got a 3/4. And a Warehouse Tabby. Okay. Can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. That's pretty good. Would I like to Frenzy here? Probably so. Just killing their Transmuter, dealing 5 to their face. Now I guess we look out and then Ferocious Werefox, draw a bunch of cards. Although, it'd be awesome if in response to this we cast the Werefox to send it on an adventure, discard 0 cards, draw 2, enters, draw 2 more. That'd be pretty darn busted. But what I'm planning on doing is going to be slightly better than that, if this works out here. Okay, sure. Suppose we have a Tanglespan Lookout that is a 1/1. Oh, they can make their Prodigy better. That would be interesting. No, they already have a Wicked roll on it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Go to attackers. Sure. Go to blockers, block here. Do this, draw 2 cards. Kill your Prodigy. Land. Galefang. Not too bad. Galefang has haste and vigilance. Make a rat. Take 1, Conceited Witch. Okay, they're doing some things here. It's got vigilance, so I'll swing. I guess I'm just holding up Firebolt here. That deals 4 damage to their face. One top, one bottom. That means they're probably going to cash in on this 3rd adventure here. Do we win on the backswing? Technically not. We deal 4, so we block Galefang on this. When they pump it a bunch of times, we kill it. And then maybe we have... lethal somehow here? Sure. Oh, they can... Oh, I see. Oh, this is... Okay. It's still going to work out, but they're not going to take any damage here, because they can kill their own Coral Smith to its own ability here. Okay, well, they made that mistake. So they could have killed the Coral Smith to its own ability, and then Imodane wouldn't have triggered and dealt them 4. But... still got to kill it, which was, I think, the important thing to kill. Next turn they block this and take 3 to 1. Double top. Don't like to see that. That should do it. Yep, that will certainly do it. What priority are they getting here? Oh, Tabby getting Death Touch? I don't care about that. Monstrous Rage for the win. Just have to make sure we don't put it on something that already has something. So we do this. And that should be good. What a top deck. Don't know what they had on top of the deck, but they had 2 Scries to the top, which could have been bad for us. But we'll keep it. Well, I mean, it's about the best our hand can get. 2, 3, 4, put a young hero on something, make it draw an extra card, have removal. Yeah, looks good to me. No priority for them when we played that. Prophetic Prism, draw a card, miss a land drop. Okay. So I guess we'll play Lookout here. Miss another land drop? Okay, sure. Double bottom. Okay. Cut in. A target for cut in would have been nice there, but can't always be lucky. Yeah, I guess we're just playing another one here. I mean, I don't want to kill their 1/1. They've got their mana situation sorted out. Sprite. So, good news and bad news. Good news, we went 7-1 with the deck. Bad news, for some reason my recording decided to cut out a little bit sooner than it usually does. If I'm not mistaken, this recording was only about an hour and a half long. Usually it likes to cut on me at about 2:15. But here we are an hour and a half in, and you didn't get to see the last game, but don't worry, it wasn't particularly close. You have proof the deck went 7-1. The deck was absolutely nuts. I'm not sure I'm going to get a better red-green deck than this in the entire format. I don't know what else you could want with this deck. Maybe a couple more 2-drops, but it was pretty outstanding and did exactly what it needed to do. The last game, we just ramped to a couple Hamlet Gluttons, put them on the battlefield, and they really didn't have an answer to it. So, again, this might be the best deck we draft all format, and, I guess, good to get it out of the way early? Who knows? Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you next time for your daily draft.